wounded in a gunfight with a suspect. They were surrounded. The two teams shared hugs and tears.
Member of the Jackson family rocked the Chicago theater last night. We're going to hear some of her concert after a break.
It's dry out.
Last year's Palm Sunday services burned this morning outside Holy Name Cathedral. The burned palms will be placed on the foreheads of parishioners on Ash Wednesday as a symbol of penance and a reminder of mortality. Tracy's joining us now with, hey, it's sunny outside. Sunny forecast.
Wow, we have really had, this is bonus sunshine.
Yay.
Oh, yeah? It really
Deserve
is.
it.
Yeah, I thought it was really going to be a pretty thick cloud cover much of the day, and we've gotten pretty
broke out,
lucky
right?
around here. Yeah, the sun is trying to hold on before we have a pretty gloomy looking Wednesday in store for us. So let's review the details. This rain is going to begin most likely later on this evening. I think after the evening commute, we should sneak that one in before the rain does develop. Most of this rain is going to fall between tonight and by the noon hour tomorrow. And so far, our computer models, for most of us, are printing out anything between a half to about an inch possible. Our microcast computer models are suggesting there could be some amounts higher or greater than an inch, especially well south of the city. And as we put it into motion, you can see pretty widespread these amounts nearing an inch in many, many cases, and over that in Kankakee. But we'll go anywhere between about a half and an inch of rain coming our way here tomorrow. Meanwhile, farther to the north, all kinds of winter weather alerts are in place. Winter storm watches are in effect up near Green Bay and across portions of central Wisconsin as they're looking for maybe as much as 5 inches of snow, according to our computer model, up in that direction. We have some snow in our forecast here. More on that in a moment. Our high temperature today, given that bit of sun out there, I think we'll get into the mid-40s around here. Our low this morning dropped to 32. It's 42 degrees right now at O'Hare. We have an east-northeast wind at 8, giving us a wind chill of 37. 38 Libertyville, 42 at Midway, 45 Munster, 44 degrees right now in Plainfield, South Elgin at 44 degrees. Again, skies have been at times partly sunny, but you can see the bright white showing up, representing thicker cloud cover that is on the way to Chicago. And this storm system is on the way to Chicago, too. First, it brings us rain. Overnight tonight, some of this rain could be on the heavier side. And then wrapping in behind this system, it is colder air, and we could get a little coating of some snow here Wednesday night into Thursday morning. This afternoon, clouds will continue to thicken up. It's milder out there today than yesterday was. We did not get out of the 30s yesterday. Rain developing here tonight. Some of it possibly heavy. Then tomorrow, periods of rain. High temperature about 47 degrees. And then some light snow wrapping in behind the system into Thursday morning. Doesn't look like a big snow producer for us. Just more of a nuisance for the Thursday morning rush hour. But by afternoon on Thursday, we should bring back the sun. Friday looks like a wonderful day.
I can't wait till I see a week of 40s, you know?
I can't wait to see a week of 70s and the whole sun.
You're being a little selfish. Let's be realistic here. It is March in Chicago.
It's still wish casting.
Right. Exactly.
Yes.
Thanks very much. The TV sitcom 2.5 Men is now short one of the men. That top showbiz news today. Charlie Sheen has been fired. Warner Brothers Television, which produces that show, has not made a decision about the future of the show itself, though. Executives released a statement yesterday saying that the decision to release Sheen comes after careful consideration. Sheen suggests that he's going to file a lawsuit. The actor has been in a bitter tug-of-war with the studio since executives halted production for the rest of the season, at first to allow Sheen to go into rehab. Janet Jackson proving she is still in control. The R&B star performed before a packed house at the Chicago Theater last night. That concert featured Jackson's 35 #1 hits. Now, she has 2 more shows at the Chicago Theater. That's tonight and tomorrow.
It's a great show.
Now, March signals the beginning of the spring scholarship season for colleges. You don't have to be an academic whiz. You don't have to be a star athlete to get money for school.
So listen up. Ben Kaplan is back. He is the best-selling author of How to Go to College Almost for Free. He's here with some tips to help you land college scholarships. Welcome, Ben. I know a lot of parents are listening today, huh?
Right.
Yes, well, thank you for having me back. Few people get as excited about scholarships as I do. I'm a little bit dorky and geeky that way. But if you want to learn about scholarships, I'm your guy.
You're good.
Right.
And you had personal experience with this, right? So you had scholarships for college to Harvard?
Yes.
Totaling how much?
Totaling $90,000. Thanks for having me say that. My parents smile every time that's mentioned.
I bet.
I won 2 dozen scholarships worth $90,000.
Wow.
And what people don't realize is you can accumulate scholarships. Some were only a couple $100. Some were as large as $17,000. But you can get more than one. You can put it all together. And the big myth is that, you know, oh, this is only for those with amazing GPAs or amazing test scores. Well, actually, there's tens of thousands of scholarship organizations. They all want to recognize different things. So, you know, hey, are you a member of the Klingon Language Institutes?
No,
Right.
we're
No,
not.
you're not.
No, but we should join.
If your membership's
Have
pending,
your child start to learn, right?
well, there's a scholarship from them. You don't have to speak Klingon. It's a group of Star Trek fans. But they have a scholarship for those who love and appreciate the study of language.
I love
and that's
it.
a real scholarship. So
Okay.
that's kind of a wackier example.
Right.
But the point being that a lot of things are recognized. Some you submit a portfolio of your artwork, an audition tape. Maybe you do a community service project or demonstrate good character. These are all things that are recognized in scholarships.
Very cool.
Okay,
Okay,
all right,
one of the
so-
other tips that you give is follow the funding breadcrumb trail. What does that mean?
Yes, the breadcrumb trail you can follow from one scholarship to the next, but you have to know where these breadcrumbs start. And a great way is on the internet. There are these free internet scholarship search databases where you fill out a questionnaire and they try to match you up with scholarships. It's almost like, hey, like Match.com, but for scholarships instead of
Really?
dates.
Okay.
You fill these out, and if you go to a website I help with, it's called cityofcollegedreams.org. We have a tool there that helps you use these 12 to 14 different databases, and it's a nice way to get your feet wet. It takes about 15 or 20 minutes to fill out a form, and that's at cityofcollegedreams.org.
So when you go to those will ask the questions that will bring out whether you might qualify for the Klingon or
Yes.
a particular interest.
Yes,
right?
so you might enter your age, your background, your activities, where you're interested in going to school, and they try to match you with those.
Okay, all right. Then think big, but search small. What does
Yes,
that mean?
think big means I recommend searching for at least 1 dozen scholarships. This is partially a numbers game. But search small means don't neglect those small local scholarships. Because sometimes people just say, oh, that one's $50,000. I want that one. Well, I used to love the ones that were a couple hundred because hardly anyone applied for them. There was like 3
you're
people who
likely to get
applied,
it.
very
Uh-huh.
likely.
Right.
And then also it's a snowball effect. You win the smaller ones, they're a credential that can help you win the larger ones.
Oh, very smart. Okay,
He's so
learn
smart.
by... yeah, and that's why you got to Harvard.
That's why
Hopefully
he
your
got-
parents are very happy with what you're doing with this scholarship. In the meantime, learn by example. What's that mean?
Yes, learn by example. A quick tip for improving your application, look at past winning entries, past essays that won,
Okay.
past applications. You can request these from different organizations. I post
really?
my own at cityofcollegedreams.org. And the key is a lot of students don't know, oh, so what does a winning essay
Right.
even look like? Now, do you want to plagiarize last year's winner? Probably not. But the idea is look and see how does someone communicate about themselves? How do they paint that vivid self-portrait? Then learn those lessons, apply it yourself.
So as a rule for those essays, do they want information about just yourself and your thought process, or do they want information about the wonderful things you've done in life?
Well, I really recommend make it personal no matter what the question. So they could ask you a question like, you know, how do you improve education in America? Well, talk about your experiences in the classroom.
Okay.
Talk about tutors that you had that made a difference. No one has shared your unique life. That's why it's a big thing. And actually, we're going to talk more about that at a workshop I'm doing
Yeah, we
tonight,
can tell
8
people
p.m.
about it, right?
You have one final one, which is don't miss the spring deadlines. They come pretty early, huh?
Yes, right now through the end of April, beginning of May, there are a lot of deadlines, so it's great to get going right away. And one little secret, this isn't just for juniors and seniors in high school. Throughout college, grad school, adults going back to school, and actually there are some programs for kids under age 13, learning programs where you might earn a $10,000 U.S. savings bond that you can then later apply to college. So any age, now is the time to start.
Overall,
nice.
for everybody now, considering the bad economy in the last few years, is there less money for scholarships? Does it make your search harder?
I would say, well, it's two effects. I mean, I would say there has been overall more financial aid. There definitely has been a higher demand for these.
Sure.
So I think it's a combination of both. But that's why I recommend start early. So some parents watching, even with young kids, you might be thinking, oh, I'm looking at college savings plans. You know, the Bright Start College Savings Program
Sure.
in Illinois.
Right.
Well, look at those, start saving, but also start looking and positioning for scholarships at the same time, even when your kids are young.
And have them start learning Klingon.
Yeah, well, I suppose that could help as well.
Does it help that I can say live long?
Yeah,
and
right,
prosper?
we can sort of do
That
that,
is
right?
impressive. There you
No
go.
problem, right?
I don't know if I've ever seen two, like, you know, anchors who can do
right?
that
You can instantly
on
do that,
command. That's impressive. There you go. You guys need a raise or something.
Thanks very much. Now remind everybody.